Alright, let's just get this over with so I can go back to playing Silksong. After spending 14 years in the hellhole known as the video game realm, I have become very cautious around certain genres because of how saturated and formulaic they have become. At the top of that list, we have open world games, sequels, and fucking zombie games. So, when I heard that Dying Light the Beast, an open world zombie game and the third installment in the series was coming out this month, I was like, fuck no, I don't want to play this shit, are you fucking crazy? But after praying to my Lord and Savior and ingesting every single gram of ketamine I can find, I somehow managed to summon the inner strength to give this thing a chance. Don't fucking look at me, you piece of shit. So, I guess what makes Dying Light the Beast unique is the parkour. The parkour is easily the highlight of the game for me. It's smooth, slick, and integrated seamlessly with the other mechanics. It's fun to dropkick a zombie, or use them as a springboard to launch onto a higher platform. The occasional environmental puzzles are also a nice break from all the running and fighting. However, the game does occasionally suffer from the classic Assassin's Creed syndrome, where your character just refuses to grab onto a ledge you want, or worse, get stuck on a wall. But overall, what's here is still great. Not revolutionary, not game-changing, but fun. Another enjoyable part of the game is the combat, which feels closer to the first game. Weapons feel impactful, and the brutality really lands thanks to the sound design and gore details. It's not quite Dead Island 2 levels of gore and dismemberment, but it's a cut above most games in the genre. Besides that, there isn't any huge overhauls or any new additions, except now you can become Winston from Overwatch. So, guys, this is actually a 10 out of 5 game. At this point, you apes might be thinking to yourself, wow, Capy Channel, you really suck big fucking dick. All you have been doing is making comparisons with other games. Judge the game on its own merit. But see kids, that's the thing with games like these. Because there are just so many titles in these genres, I really can't help but compare. So I keep finding myself thinking shit like, oh yeah, well this game did this better here, well that game did that better there. Sometimes it felt less like I was playing a video game and more like I was a teacher grading homework. Speaking of which, this game is pretty standard in almost all other areas, which isn't necessarily a bad thing depending on your taste. You get looting, you get a Witcher sense that highlights loot and enemies, you get a car to cover long distances, yada yada yada. Besides the strong core gameplay, the rest of the beast is nothing to write home about. I mean, what can I say guys? If you aren't willing to spend around 40% of your time on this game mashing the survival sense button while dashing frantically around to loot everything that appears, you might want to go play something else. The game is also held down by a good number of other things. An uninteresting main story with some really strangely written dialogue, sometimes borderlining on cringe.
Move it! I wouldn't push me if I were you.
Yeah.
You don't want to piss me off.
Yeah. You know what they say about nice guys like me? The devil shivers when a nice guy sharts himself.
Move!
I'm warning you.
You're gonna see a really ugly side of me.
Yeah. Real ugly. Uh-oh. Now look at what you did. The dumb leveling system from Dying Light 2 also makes its return. Techland, why the fuck is this still a thing? Why do zombies in this zone hit like Mike Tyson, while the zombies literally 20 feet away in the next area dies in one hit? It makes no sense. And finally, the classic dialogue system, where your choices are either to progress the story or get more dialogue about shit you don't care about. Guys, this isn't Fallout New Vegas or even Death Stranding 2. What kind of a psychopath will choose the option to have more dialogue? However, does all of that make the Beast a bad game? No, at least not for people who aren't me or like me. If you want more Dying Light or you're still into zombie games, this will probably be right up your alley. It's a safe, market-tested product that most people will enjoy, and only a few will truly love and constantly play. Hell, I'll even go ahead and say that I genuinely enjoyed my time with the game and thought I got my money's worth. Not every single game has to break the mold, and games which don't do anything new can still be a hell of a fun time. But if you're tired of formulaic games, especially open world and zombie games, and are more protective of your free time as you age, then I say wait for a sale, or only grab this when you got nothing else to play. I gave Dying Light the Beast a solid 3.5 caps out of 5. At its core, it's just a fun experience, despite its numerous flaws and safe design choices. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really gotta go back to playing Silksong, baby! Woo!